I am not your run-of-the-mill foreign fighter. I think it's obvious by now. I've got a YouTube channel where I talk about a lot of stuff. I smile a lot. Since my birthday was yesterday, I'm reflecting a little bit. I just want to show you my mindset through life and how I got to the place where I am today. Well, I'm not in war anymore, at least for now. I'm in Vietnam. And it's nice, but it's no different than how I've been living my entire adult life. So when I was growing up, I was very by the books. I never did anything illegal. I never drank before I was 21. There was a lot of things where I just followed the rules. I didn't go outside the box, and that's just how I lived. And I always thought that I was going to be that type of person. Like, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, it would probably be, okay, military for 20 years, and then police officer after that, and then retire early. And that was my plan, and obviously it didn't turn out that way. Well, it began in the Marine Corps, and I've already talked about my Marine Corps experience, but it really shaped me. It really showed me that I don't know everything. I am not the best soldier. I'm not going to be the best fit for the Marine Corps. And after that, my whole plan as a child was thrown away after 2 years in the Marine Corps, and I was like, okay, what do I do next? I tried to live a normal life, tried Apple, but I just didn't feel like I was doing enough. You know, I really joined the Marine Corps because I want to help. So I went to Syria because I wanted to put my training, I wanted to actually help people and go to those parts of the world and experience those cultures and experience fighting. And that's what I did. And I went to Syria, did that thing, and I came back. And it was during Syria when I really started posting on YouTube. It didn't really go well with the community. You know, I'm a YouTuber. Once you become a YouTuber, you're talking about these things, people see you as like the spokesperson or trying to be the spokesperson for that organization, which I was not trying to do. I was just trying to show my experiences. But nonetheless, I sort of tore relations with the YPG. And when I was in Syria, I learned how to cook. I learned a lot of different skills, and especially minimalism. Like, I don't need everything that I was grown up with. The luxuries of hot water, the luxuries of being able to eat any food you want at Taco Bell. Okay, I like Taco Bell sometimes, but because of that, when I came home, okay, I'll live in a van. Why would I go into an apartment and pay $1,000 a month? Why would I do that? Just live in a van, and I can have everything I need. I can travel, I can focus on YouTube, I can focus on the passions that I have. Working out, going different places, exploring, and I never thought I'd be like somebody who enjoys traveling, but you know, I'm in Vietnam right now. I've been all around the world. So anyway, a year on the road. It was during COVID as well. Had I instead went for an apartment and a job, I might have been laid off. A lot of stuff happened during COVID, but I got lucky. So I was exploring. I went out west. I went hiking a lot. I spent a lot of time outdoors, but mostly alone because it was COVID. A lot of people were just staying inside. They weren't going out partying. They weren't doing stuff. So it was very lonely. And I was a little too lonely. About 6 months through, I became a raging alcoholic. And I couldn't handle being alone. I couldn't handle being disconnected from this community that I had fought so hard to be a part of. The YPG community as well as the Marine Corps. And I met a lot of good friends. They're friends to this day, like a lot of them. But I felt like I could have done it better. So I found some connections, found out about Shengal, and then I went to Shengal. And you guys know the story. I've talked about it a lot. Went there for a year. And it was the same thing, you know, it was minimalism, it was a little bit rougher conditions than the YPG, but overall it was the best time of my life, absolute best time, and I couldn't complain about anything. The entire time I was there, I was learning the language. The Kurds would say, Rodi has morale. There was not many moments where I was a sad dude. I was living the life. I couldn't do that for longer than a year. I really couldn't. Now, if you remember at the start of this video, I talked about foreign fighters and how I'm not your run-of-the-mill foreign fighter, and I wanna talk about that a little bit. I spent a year in Shengal. I spent 7 months in Syria, 2 years in the Marine Corps. There's people who do a lot more. Like when I went to Shengal, there's guys who had stayed there 5 years, 3 years. There's people who stayed there a long time. And that's called patience. That's called morale. I don't know if I would have been able to have the same morale that I had just going through a year if I had spent 3 years there. And it's something to be said. There's a lot of people in Ukraine right now who have not left the country or have left just for a very short period of time for leave and came straight back. I've been to Ukraine 3 times now. Just under a year I've spent in Ukraine. But compared to a lot of people that I met out there, a lot of my friends, those guys have stayed there the entire time. They've been on the front line. They've done way more missions than me. They've actually gone to combat and shot their rifles. There's a lot of people like that. I'm not one of those guys. And that's kind of the difference. And for me, that really had to do with the success of my YouTube. I found out that I can help the friends that I have. I can help out the revolution in Iraq and Syria, and I can help out the information war when it comes to Ukraine versus Russia. I thought that YouTube would be the best pathway for me. So as soon as I was done with Iraq, I was getting ready to go back home, go back in the van, do the same thing that I did before. And I wasn't really excited for it. I was kind of hyping myself up, but honestly, I was kind of lining myself up for another bad year of my life. But instead of that happening, the 2022 invasion of Ukraine happened. And obviously you guys know I went to Ukraine from Iraq. Now when I went there, I met a lot of awesome dudes. I've already talked about Ukraine a bunch, but I spent about 4 months there, which is nothing, by the way. This was before the mobilization. It wasn't as crazy as what it is now. Not even close. But regardless, I came back home. I started to put out videos of my experiences in Iraq and Ukraine, and that wasn't the purpose of me taking videos, by the way. It was just, I love taking videos. I love the memories of it. I've always taken videos and pictures when I was in the Marine Corps. Before that, I'm a guy who loves taking videos. It just turns out I can use that in my YouTube. So it turned out well. So after a couple videos, my YouTube started to pop off a bit, and yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I guess this is my next mission. If people are willing to go and hear what I have to say, then I'll be here. As soon as I got back from Ukraine, I went back in the van. I started working out. I was doing good. I was doing real good, focusing on YouTube, focusing on some relationship stuff. And then I went to Indonesia, first time in Southeast Asia. I actually got deported from Singapore. Ugh, yeah. Don't go to Singapore. If you're doing a layover in Singapore, make sure your passport is in pristine condition. If it's ripped up a little bit, no, you're not going through. And then over the next year, I've just been flying everywhere. I've been going all around Europe, Ukraine for training, and then I'll go to Indonesia, Ukraine, Indonesia, and I did that a couple times. Now I'm in Vietnam. I've been editing up videos the last year as much as I can, last year and a half. That's kind of where I'm at. Had I not had the YouTube, I would imagine that I'd probably still be on the front line. I'd probably still be, out there trying to go and do military type stuff. I'm really passionate about those things. I love the people that I met. I look up to them an insane amount. And I'm speaking for myself right now, but the best feeling I have ever felt in my life, and I felt it a couple times, is somebody that I look up to, somebody that I admire, saying, you did good work, or hey, good job today, or good job on that mission, whatever it is. That is the best feeling. Getting acknowledgement for somebody that you look up to. I've gotten quite a bit of that over the years, and luckily with this YouTube channel, I've started to be a little bit more mature. I've started to put out a little bit more videos speaking deeply on topics that I care about, like this one, and the response has been good, which is what I'm asking for. So I'm going to continue to be honest, and I'm just going to continue my life this way for how it is. That's my adult life so far. I'm 27 now, and the 7 in front of that 20 is starting to make me feel old, but I still have a baby face. And I'm still 5'4". So, hey, I'll talk to you guys in the next one, though. Thanks for everything. I just wanted to explain my life a little bit, and maybe you guys got something from this. I do get the questions a lot, asking, how did you get to this place? Or, oh, you've done so much in your adult life, and I really haven't. Compared to most of the people that I've met out there, I am nothing like them. They are putting in work day in, day out. I really admire those people, and I'm lucky to have met those people. I'm lucky to have met you guys. I was actually able to go for my birthday yesterday. I was able to meet up with a subscriber here in Vietnam, and it was an awesome time. I just really like my life right now. I really appreciate you guys, and besides that, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks for listening. Peace.